Yes, she is. She's
Don't
right
even
here.
do that yet. We don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
All right. Ready?
No,
Turn around, bitch.
no, not ready.
Okay, whatever. I'll do it on my own.
Okay.
All right, hi, welcome. This is the Mark and Joe Show. As it says right here, see the Mark and Joe Show. That's Joe. I'm Mark. Neither one of us can figure out what the fuck we want to talk about right now.
Mute that.
You can kiss my ass. So, what we're going to be doing is basically what I would call a fuck around show.
Fuck around show, huh?
Do whatever we damn well please.
So I can call you an asshole many times.
Oh, yeah, I don't care. I'll call you an asshole right back, motherfucking bitch.
Speaking of bitches, that's your new song too. Prison Bitch.
No, that's Donnie's, but that's for a different story. No, I'm finding all kinds of weird shit on YouTube right now. He's supposedly had done some research and didn't find anything yet, so we're kind of at a loss what we want to talk about. But
It's called the show block, you know.
I'm sure that we'll come up with
it's kind
something.
of like a writer's
I'm sure we'll
block,
come up with
but
something.
it's a show block. See, it's, you know.
because we're
writer's
gonna
block,
sit
show
here
block.
and we're gonna start insulting each other, and we'll
Well,
sit here and
speaking of
insult each other, and we'll decide to come up with something here for a little bit. But you did find that there was a shooting in Madison just recently at a bar that we used to go to,
Yeah, quite a bit.
and it's actually a pretty popular bar.
And we know one of the bartenders personally.
Well, you know her personally. I haven't really met her yet,
Oh.
but the whole thing is it's a very popular bar, and it's kind of weird to actually hear that.
Yeah, well, that violence out there is just, it's everywhere. It's got to stop.
Well, that's the whole thing, We've got a government right now that doesn't give a shit about the violence because they're pretty much instigating the violence.
Yeah.
And
Let's not get started
Until we
there, 'cause
can-
I can
until
just
we
say
s-
something right there about Trump, and his little hated remarks all the time. That does nothing to help anything.
no, it doesn't. That eggs everybody on. That's exactly what that does. It eggs everybody on.
I mean, remember when he was on campaign? How many riots were going on? And
Oh,
people
God,
got
yes, I know.
arrested during his fucking campaign.
Well, he used to tell the people at his campaign that go ahead and hit them. Go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. I'll pay your legal fees.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just instigating.
I
That's just telling people, hey, here, have this license. Go fuck somebody up.
You're supposed to set an example, but he doesn't.
Well, when you're a president of the United States, president of the supposed free world, and supposed superpower of the world, then you're supposed to show a little restraint. You're supposed to have good sense.
Yeah, but narcissists can't show restraint.
No, because narcissists have to have everything about them. And if it's not about them, they'll do everything they possibly can to make it about them.
That's why the motherfucker wants to go and do a military fucking parade. I mean, really? Seriously?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
there's starving kids,
Well, here's-
fucking
and
starving
here,
kids in
have
the
you heard
fucking
how much-
United States and homeless veterans. You want to fucking spend millions of dollars on a fucking military
millions of
parade?
dollars. Have you heard how much they're talking that it's going to cost?
I don't know. I'm just
It's going to
guessing.
It's going to cost upwards of 25, maybe 30 million
Well, see,
dollars to do a military parade down Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington D.C.
And okay, we're gonna do a military parade, and hey, why not just put a bullseye on our fucking back for the fucking terrorists to hit?
True.
What a good time to do that. We're gonna show
Here's
strength by
the
having
thing,
a military parade. That gives
Here's
that
the thing,
fucker
here's the
in
thing.
North Korea a chance to say, okay, my dick's bigger than yours. Boom.
They have magazines and media that are specific to the military, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, and these specific to military media did a poll of active military. Did you know 89% of the active military came back and said they do not care to have that parade.
Well, why
because
would they?
for one, it's such a pain in the ass to prep for, and for two, the fucking tanks that he wants to take down fucking Pennsylvania Avenue will turn that goddamn thing into rubble. These things weigh in the neighborhood of 70 to 72
So now, on top of the millions of costs, you got
tons.
road repairs.
Right.
So now
In fact,
that's more
I
tax
was listening.
dollars.
I was listening to a channel out of Chicago, and there's a talk show, and the person,
We weren't
they
doing
had.
politics.
I know, but they had. This is a fuck around show. This is whatever we're gonna fucking talk about right here because we can't decide on what to fucking talk
You
about.
can't decide.
Oh fuck you! You're just as bad as I am with it.
I am not.
But anyway, she had a retired military, retired Marine call in. He's a Cold War Marine. He's one of them that was part of the posts overseas during the Cold War. He said in West Germany, they took one of the SAM launchers, mobile SAM launchers, down one of the paved streets in West Germany. And it weighed like 18 tons. And it tore the shit out of that paved road. What dipshit doesn't understand is excuse me. What dipshit doesn't understand is, like, over in China when they do their parades down Tiananmen Square, over in Korea when they do their parades, over in Russia when they do the parades.
Do you want to know where the
around
last
Kremlin
one
and
was
everything.
here?
Hang on. We'll get to that in a second. When they do these parades, the surface that they're doing them on is designed to hold the weight of their fucking machinery.
It looked like the one that what's his name was on like an airstrip.
Pretty much, fucking airstrips are
In
designed
North Korea,
to
it looked
hold
like-
these
It
goddamn
looked like it was
things.
on an airstrip when they did the one in North Korea.
Yeah.
You know. Like,
So when was the last one done here? I think it was like
1991, nearly 30 years after the Gulf War Victory Parade.
yeah, but
And
did it
that was
have military
President
equipment?
George H.W. Bush. And that was after... What was that for? Why did he
I
do
don't know.
that one?
You're reading it. Come on. But the point
Yeah,
there
it
is
was for the Gulf War Victory. It was what?
Victory,
parade.
that wasn't even
It
a
was called the
victory.
Gulf
That
War
wasn't even a
Victory
victory.
Parade.
That
That's what
wasn't
it was
a victory.
called. That was in
But anyway.
1991. George H.W. Bush.
right. And did they have tanks and all kinds of shit going
Doesn't
down
say.
Pennsylvania Avenue?
It doesn't say because this is just basically talking about, I knew they mentioned this comment when they were talking about Trump and wanting to entertain this idea of a military parade, and it
Oh,
probably
he
came
ain't
out.
entertaining it. He's telling the Pentagon
No,
that they
it-
have to come up with a solution.
I know,
to
but
have it
before
done.
that, he was entertaining the idea because of what's his name and all his military parades in North Korea, and then Trump
Kim
comes out.
Jong Un.
I don't give a shit what the fucker's name is.
Well, you
Piece of
should.
shit, but anyway.
You should. You should give
Anyway.
a shit.
Do you
Gotta
want to
keep
remember
on-
a guy's name when it's
Send that
Kim?
shit. Well, actually, over in Korea, the way they do their names, their last name is their first name over there. The first name that's said is
Yeah, they're
is
a
the
bunch
name of their family,
backwards fucks too.
and then the other parts of the name is their name. It's what they were named by their.
But either way, it shouldn't be done. It's stupid.
No,
It's a
not
waste
when
of-
89% of the fucking military,
It's a waste of
active
fucking
military.
money.
Exactly, but 89% of the active military is saying no. We don't want this.
Well, most
we
of the
don't
fucking
need this.
active military would rather be home than overseas or doing a fucking parade right now.
Yeah, I know that. So
Can't
anyway,
blame them
that's
there
just
either.
one. That's just one of the things that we can talk. That
It
we've
pisses
been,
us off.
it's kind of irritates
One of those
the
things
shit
that
out of us.
irritates the shit out of us.
And then, like at the beginning of this, I was saying, hey, I've been finding all kinds of weird shit on YouTube. Well, one of the things I've seen a lot of posting of lately is the fact that people were talking about sometime this year that there's going to be the possibility of a fake alien invasion.
Yeah, it would be fake because like I said before.
Don't sit there and tell me aliens don't exist, because we'd be
No,
a
I didn't
naive
say that.
motherfucking race if
I
we
didn't
thought
say
we were
that,
the
but I
only
said,
intelligence in this goddamn
I'd
galaxy.
keep it an open mind. If aliens exist, why would they want to fucking invade our fucking world besides resources?
Resources.
It'd
That's
only
exact- that's the
probably
only thing they'd be
the
after is
gold
resources.
or uranium
Well-
or something that's, you know. But think about it. Would you want to invade a fucking world where there's so much fucking war and hatred going on, and then want to try to live here
Well,
among
think
these
about
people?
No, they don't want to live here.
No,
among
but
us.
let's
they want
just
to
say
take
that.
us, they want
that's
to take
just
us
a
into
theory.
slavery if
Let's
they do
just
so. And they want us to
Shit.
to
They're
mine
gonna
all
take
the
us into
minerals
slavery.
and
They'll
stuff.
with the way we got a
Or they'll
fucking
kill us.
president. Yeah, they're gonna kill us all. They'll wipe us all out. We'll have a world of war, a war of the worlds like on TV in the movie, and it'll be all over with. There ain't gonna be no keeping us for
Yeah, but
fucking
the problem
slaves.
there is, I mean, you know, look at all the diseases we have. If they actually
call it-
expose
all right,
themselves to our
But let's
atmosphere,
get back to that.
are they going to get diseases that they can't control, that they can't handle, that their
Who knows?
bodies?
We don't know nothing.
their bodies will break
they
down
probably
because
know
of
more about us than we know
possibility.
about them.
But if you really want to get into it, every one of us, are alien.
Yeah, you are an alien.
No, we are alien to this planet. We have alien DNA in our genes, in our
Yeah, I
makeup.
heard about that theory once.
It ain't a theory. The
Everything's a
Sumerians.
theory.
No, the Sumerians is the oldest race that was able to create writing. They created writing and language and skills and all this other stuff. And they were a race that actually was created and ruled over by the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were basically the gods. They were the gods. The gods of Egypt, those were the gods, the Anunnaki. The giants, the Nephilim.
Yeah, that's
The Nephilim are the ones that were there, basically guard.
all I know is there's a lot of weird shit that can't be explained.
Oh, there's a lot of weird shit
But
that
like
can't
I
be
said,
explained.
before that, why? Besides just like gold and uranium and all those rare things, it's hard for us to come by. You know,
No, it's not hard for
well,
us to
you
come
know,
by.
it's just one of those things that's extremely expensive type stuff. You know,
For us.
All right, but they're resources. Okay, we don't have technology that's more advanced than they are.
No, we wouldn't have the
We-
technology more advanced than them, because if they've got
I
the
mean,
capability of traveling to our planet
exactly. Well,
the
that's
vastness
exactly
of
my
our
point,
galaxy.
all right? Then that would mean that they've also got a higher intelligence. So I mean, what else? I mean, we don't
well, that would
we wouldn't
depend.
pose a threat.
that would depend
So-
on their intelligence, though.
Well, still.
They may have a higher intellect to have better technology than we got.
Yeah, I know.
But-
It goes back to, you know, if you don't got no common sense, you're pretty fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what I was trying to say there, too.
Well, it sums it up. I mean, you can be as smart as you want, but if you got no common sense or street smarts, you act pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, you really do.
And we got a Siberian flat tire down there.
Yep, she looks pretty passed out. But, you know, and it's
I could
just...
say something, but I won't.
You know,
We bought you some fresh
like I
peanut
said,
butter.
yeah, that's for you, buddy. That's for you. You live here, she lives here.
Oh.
She's your dog. You gotta
Not my
entertain her.
dog.
You gotta entertain her somehow.
Not my dog.
But you know, the whole thing is, you know, like here's one of the things here that I found is proof on who made the crop circles. You know, remember one of our speaking shows where I talked about this crop circle that came up in that field near that radio telescope
Yeah, well, you know
as
what?
a response to the message sent by the Arecibo telescope in South America. So, you know, this is something, you know, that they posted here
Yeah, well, crop circles are...
back in 2016.
Yeah, well, crop circles are another thing that I could blow out of the water on some of them.
Well, some of them are fake, but some of them can't be
I bet a
explained.
good share of them are fake.
I'm not saying, you know, that
Yeah.
they're all real, but I'm just saying that, you know, scientists have actually studied the the grain's stocks. And the way the grain was laid down, no man-made material or object can lay it down that way. Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe so. Not when it has evidence of it being superheated and laid over. What are you going to take out there? You're going to be able to superheat it and lay it over.
I don't know about superheat, but just bend it down and lay it over and keep it down like that.
All right, here, this
Get
one.
yourself
This
a nice
one's for
military
instance.
helicopter and land it right in the center of a cornfield once. Watch
Yeah.
what it does. Keep the propellers
It's not
going.
gonna.
and
It's not
fucking-
gonna. Yeah,
No,
it'll
that-
make a circle.
Now, how do you know that's not
Yeah.
photoshopped?
How do you know it's not? That's not real.
How do you know it's not real? How do you know it's not fake? That could be photoshopped.
Could be. But the thing is, this has been in the news
So,
as a response, and this disc with all these little sections that are still standing inside of
well,
it,
that disc looks like it could be some kind of message thing.
it is.
You know, encoded,
It's been decoded.
You know, like what they call the
Yeah, it's binary.
binary zeros and ones.
Yeah, but the way these are laid out is like binary or Morse code.
How could they be so sure? See, but like
It's been
I said,
decoded.
by who? The person that photoshopped it.
Man, I don't know about you. All right, what
Well,
about
I'm
that one?
playing
What about
devil's
that one right
advocate
there?
here.
What about that one right there? I know, I'm sorry, you guys can't see it. If you want to see it, look it up on YouTube. It's called Proof on Who Made Crop Circles. And it's actually talking about the different crop circles I talked about before when we had our audio show only. The response to our message from the Arecibo telescope. It shows a little alien
But
dude
now-
instead, and that they occupy 3 planets of their solar
Now to
system.
play devil's advocate again, who's to say this isn't some kind of conspiracy theory put together by our government?
You want to start getting into conspiracy theories?
I didn't say that.
You ever really truly watch the videos of the Twin Towers falling?
Oh, that's
That was
bullshit.
an inside job, my friend.
That wasn't the fucking planes that took the fucking
No,
towers down.
it
That
wasn't.
was fucking C2 that was planted to
No,
the actual
that was
fucking structure inside.
You're
Or
thinking
C4.
C4. It's not
Yeah.
C4 either. It's basically TNT.
Well, it was
But
the demolition. It was
It
demolition
was
explosives.
demoed. They were demoed. And if you really, if
They
you
were put
watch
at the weak
the
points
videos,
of the tower
no, they
inside.
were
on
not.
the, yeah, they
They
were.
were not put on weak points. There are elevator shafts inside that tower.
Well,
And
either way, a plane
Every-
going into a tower like
every
this
third
isn't
floor-
going to make it go in and
every
implode.
third floor, they rigged the inside of the tower.
Right. Well, it imploded and went down.
Okay. Now they did crash planes into the tower.
Yeah, but that was
But those
cover-up.
were not. But those planes were not actual passenger planes. They were designed to look like passenger planes.
Yeah, it wasn't the cause of the towers falling.
And sorry to tell you, but airplane jet fuel, the jet fuel, is a kerosene-based fuel.
Yeah. So,
Okay, kerosene-based fuel cannot burn at high enough temperatures
to burn
to
them out.
melt to melt steel
That's what I said.
into a molten liquid. You have to have magnesium of some sort. You have to have a magnesium,
to get the flames hot enough.
a magnesium. God, I'm trying to think of the right wording here. Fuel source in order to heat that up hot enough to fucking melt it. Because kerosene actually burns at a lower temperature than gasoline does.
Yeah, your lighter fluid for charcoal fluid will light hotter than kerosene.
I'm not sure about that, but I know that kerosene burns at a
Kerosene's
lower
used in-
temperature than
used in most. That's what kerosene lamps. It's like a lamp fluid. It's
Yeah.
not going to burn as.
It's an oil. It's more of an oil,
That's right.
oil-based.
It's going to float
Fuel.
on water. It's going to float on water, and it's going to keep burning.
But
on
the
top
thing
of water.
is, jet fuel is more of a kerosene-based fuel, and it's got a higher octane, yes, because it needs the higher octane. but it's more of a kerosene-based
Well,
fuel, and it
either
will
way-
not,
either
it
way, we
cannot
both-
burn hot enough
We
to melt
both
steel
agree
like it
after
did.
watching all those videos that we've watched
Now,
that the planes
another
had
thing-
nothing to do with taking the towers
No.
down.
Another thing about that, okay?
They were a distraction
After the
from
twins
the truth.
fell, and they were
They
commentating, and they did it implode and collapse on themselves, but they had to rig it to where they had some pieces come off, to make it.
Well, that's
look,
why the
okay.
planes came in.
Now, here's the thing, though. You know that not just the twins fell, Tower 7 fell too. Okay, Tower 7 housed in the basement of Tower 7, there were 3 very large tanks of reserve diesel fuel for the city of New York in case of a power plant failure and power outage. They could fire those up and they could have
Now let's get to the point,
emergency lighting for, okay? Now, the thing is with that, though, it also had one of the headquarters to the CIA in it.
Yeah, which you have all these top
Okay.
secret documents.
And they did have documents in there. Now, during one of the broadcasts, and this was not a broadcast on American channels, this was a broadcast on one of the British channels, I believe. The reporter standing there in front of this huge bay window that they could see where the twins used to stand. And as this reporter is reporting the story that was given to them about Tower 7 falling, clearly in the background you can see Tower 7 is still standing.
Now.
And this was broadcast
Oh yeah.
during this time. And it was very shortly after that was broadcast that Tower 7 actually fell. And it fell because it was demoed too. They claimed that pieces of the twins came out that hit it, damaging it enough that it fell on its own.
Well, yeah, it was all a conspiracy theory, but then.
And that was a huge
at the
conspiracy.
At the same time, that was also used because they blamed it on terrorists to start
It
the
was
war on
used-
terrorism.
It was used by the Bush administration
Yeah, the Bush
to
administration.
go into Iran.
And to start the
Or not
terror-
Iran, but
and to-
Iraq, sorry.
And to start
Iraq.
the war on terrorism.
And go after bin Laden and all this. They went into Afghanistan first. And this is the even worse part. Our military had bin Laden. We literally had him.
Oh yeah,
In
more than
Tora
once.
Bora. We had him cornered in Tora Bora.
And they let him go. They let him slip through.
And the local mullahs, which mullahs are the leaders of the tribes in the area, literally said, "Let us go in, arrest him for you. We will hand him over to a
Oh yeah, they could have had him handed
hand
over on
him
a silver
over
platter.
to a neutral country where you can try him for the war crimes that he committed." George Bush said, "Nope, we're invading your country." They went in, and because of his arrogance and that administration's arrogance, he got away.
I mean, I applaud the
And then
the
after
Navy
that,
SEALs that went in.
they
and took
went in after
these- wasn't it
Saddam
like,
Hussein,
yeah, you know, I
claiming
applaud
he
them.
had weapons of mass destruction because they
Right.
wanted that war
You
to
know,
continue.
Well, yeah, it's going to continue because what they did by killing him and taking him out in the way they did was they made him a martyr.
They made him a martyr, but before they
And
took
what's that
him
doing
out,
those eyes in that country? Oh, that's a hero now.
but before they took him out, you know what else they did? His Imperial Guard, they disbanded his Imperial Guard, and they didn't disarm them before they disbanded them. They said, "Leave, go, you're done." And that's where the Taliban came in. That's where
Oh, yeah.
ISIS. That's where ISIS sprung up from. As part of the Imperial Guard.
Well, that's
of
because
the
they,
Saints.
that's because they still want that terrorism to go on, so that there's something to go out there.
That's the boogeyman that they can use to try and control the populace.
Right.
And so they can keep
They gotta
spending
keep-
their billions of dollars
That's like
in the war.
That's like the good guy can't live without the bad guy scenario. Like without the good guy, there's no bad guy. Without the bad guy, there's no good guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, that's what
Yeah,
it
that-
is.
yeah, that is- that's what
the
that scenario
that's
is.
That's the little scenario that they've cooked up. But see, they want that to keep going. They don't want it to end ever.
No, They
And
don't.
it's never going to end, because if it's not this bad guy, it's going to be some other bad guy. Then it's going to be some other bad guy. And let's go on. Oh, okay. You know, we're still waiting for the biggest one yet. Oh, wait. He's already fucking here, and he's in our own fucking country.
And who would that be?
Oh, should we go back? I bet you we can find some, what do they call them fucking things? The little paragraphs they were calling them. Nostradamus, his little
Oh, quatrains?
quatrains. I bet there's got to be at least one or two about that dictator Trump.
That wannabe dictator.
You know,
He's a wannabe right now.
narcissist fucking
But just wait.
jackass.
Just wait. It'll happen. It'll happen because
But I
the
mean-
people are too complacent.
He's
The
predicted all of
people, the
this.
people are going to sit on their ass and do nothing.
And you know, every time, and when that was happening, all right, do you recall that?
And I know you're not
Wait.
you're not a person that cares about guns. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to say this to anybody that wants to watch this. If you've got a gun, hold on to that gun. You're going to fucking need it.
You know,
These sons of bitches are coming. They're going to try and fucking take over this country. The fucking elites. We need to take them down.
you know, you got this guy. All right, now let's go
I'm
back.
not saying go after them, but they need to be taken down politically. They need to have
All right. Here's something.
charges brought against them for treason against this United States. Our forefathers
Oh, yeah,
founded
there's
this
a lot of
United
people say-
States.
There's a lot of things going on right now.
Our
This guy wants to
forefathers
get rid
founded
of-
this United States to get away from the fucking dictatorship and the rule of the English king.
Well, everybody wanted something different. They
We
wanted somebody
became
that
a
wasn't
free
a
country.
politician.
We became a free country
It's too bad there wasn't
to
somebody
try and
else
get
that was
away
running.
from all that.
We could have done a lot better than Trump if we wanted somebody that wasn't a politician. Anyway, but like here, this guy here, he wants to get rid of Sessions. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I mean, that's all kinds of shit going on. But now, I was going to say, but go back, you know. You remember when the towers fell?
Yeah.
All right, and it was all over the fucking news, right?
When the
Every
towers got
channel.
hit, I was working as a
Right,
garbage
but
man.
let's not say, you know, it was all over the news, every channel. We
Mhm.
can agree on that, right? And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then a couple months after, you have documentaries about the story on things like Nat Geo and some of them travel channels and something about the towers and so on and so forth, right? But did you also notice at the same time that all of this was going on, there was all kinds of documentaries about Nostradamus and predicting the towers falls?
Yeah, but you know,
Now, wait.
there's a lot of
Let me
reading.
get back to
in
my
a lot of
point.
that,
I
too.
know there's a lot of reading into his quad. because
Not
of,
reading,
like, riddles.
read in.
Right, because of the riddles, and they could be taken all kinds of different ways.
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
a lot of different
All
things
right,
that
I
can
mean,
happen
because
over
he
the
said
years
his-
and centuries
his-
that can actually.
He said
coincide
Hitler
with
instead of
it.
Hitler and stuff like this. They said, but anyway, but let's take it back now. Then when that happened, and you know they're talking about all of this. And when this happens, they bring him up every. Why are they not bringing him up now that Trump's in office and there was something about somebody like him being in office as a fucking president, and now you don't see anything talking about the Nostradamus anywhere because they don't want to say what's going to happen next.
Well,
Because
there's a lot of people on YouTube saying that all of this is Illuminati,
you know.
and that the Illuminati started way back in the founding of the
Well,
country.
who knows? There's so many fucking secret societies out there. It's a fucking scary thought.
Yeah, it is a very scary thought.
I mean, when I started seeing stuff like that, and I started reading
But I
into
know
more of that
this.
stuff.
I was born in a free country, and I'm going to die in a free country.
I don't know how free it's going to be. We might be old men. It might not be free anymore at the rate it's fucking going.
And I don't want my grandson having to be growing up in a fucked up country like
One
we
of
have
these
right
days,
now.
you're going to have somebody like the dictator over there, like Russian or Putin or whatever, saying, "Oh, he's already done it. He's already. How much is the U.S. going to cost me, and how much can I get it for, and who's going to give it to me?" Well, he's already got Trump in his fucking back pocket. He's on a good fucking start to take over. Now that would be a fucking
Trump is.
You know,
Russia's
and I'll
puppet.
be damned. I'll kill myself before I have to stand in line for fucking toilet paper here at the fucking United States. You know,
Why kill
serious.
yourself for toilet paper? Just shit and take a fucking leaf off a tree and wipe your ass with it.
Shit. I'll take
Make sure it ain't poison oak or poison ivy.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Here's an idea. Let's get in a car. Let's build up, eat the best of everything we can eat, all the way to fucking Washington D.C. Go up to the White House and shit right on.
Take a nice big dump
right
on lawn?
no, right on his fucking desk.
Yeah, right. Good luck getting in there.
Well, you never know. You might find a few sympathetic people to the cause that would let us get by just because they can't
Talking
stand the
about that.
bastard.
Okay, here's
How
one
many
for you.
people have they
Here's one
fired?
for you.
Can you imagine working in the White House? Do I got a job tomorrow? Do I got a job tomorrow? Has
That's
he
what I
fired
was
me
gonna
yet?
tell you.
Has he fired me yet?
Hang on.
Do I got a job tomorrow?
This is what I was going to tell you. Someone from Britain put... it's funny shit. Oh, look at there. You made it fall.
I didn't make it fall.
Here, come over here and fix this. I got a cigarette in one hand. Yeah, now we're gonna talk spook shit, man. That was kind of spooky. That thing's supposed to stay up there.
Yeah, now your head's fucking.
Would you fucking stop?
I didn't do that. That
yes,
was a
you
spook.
did. No, you didn't.
I don't know. That was a
Anyway,
figment of
but
your
no,
poor
check this
imagination.
out. Check this out. This is funny. Okay, on Facebook, somebody from Britain actually posted this. The White House now has,
The shit house?
well, I call it the shit house.
Outhouse.
The shit house because it's full of shit. Or actually the brown house. Brown house, outhouse. But no, the White House has, newsflash for everybody, the White House now has officially a higher turnover rate than McDonald's. At least at McDonald's they can keep their employees because they treat them well. At the White House, the narcissist bastard, Cittadini, decides that if he is pissed at you, he'll fire your ass.
Yeah.
He's running this
Just
country.
piss him off.
He's trying to run this country just like he ran The Apprentice. A fucking
You're fired.
reality show. We, people, are now living in
You work
a
for
reality
us.
show.
Yeah, but he's supposed to work for us. How come you don't tell him that he's fired?
I'd like to.
You know?
I didn't vote for him. He's not my president. I didn't vote for that fucking Donnie Two Scoops, doll hand, Cittadini motherfucker. I swear to God, you fucking turn the lights off in the White House, and that motherfucker glows in the dark because he's so goddamn orange. Now, this thing,
Back to the spooks.
fucker, you gotta leave those Ouija boards alone. Don't fuck with them.
I didn't do nothing.
You don't know how to operate them.
I didn't do nothing.
I swear to God, one of these days,
brought
I'm gonna
juju
bring my glow in the dark Ouija board.
Glow in the dark Ouija board.
I have a glow in the dark Ouija board. I'm gonna bring that over here, and we're gonna do a seance, and I'm gonna bring the demons. We're gonna have a seance on camera.
I am a demon.
No, you're Jesus Christ.
You know, reborn.
Whatever. Just don't let that go to your head.
No, I'm having a hard time not being Charles Manson go to my head.
I don't know. You know, Charlie Manson. Yeah,
You know,
he was a fucked up, twisted individual.
I think it's funny though. I mean, seriously, people fighting over his fucking dead corpse.
Oh, I know.
Three different people are fighting over his fucking dead corpse.
And one of them actually claims to be his grandson.
Grandson. And you want to admit that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what?
I mean, it's bad enough when
What
your
are
mother.
you thinking?
It's bad enough when your mother tells you look like that.
Nickname
But to be
Charles.
related to the bastard? Ah, man, he was one sick fucking cookie.
True.
You know, and for people to idolize these fucking freaks. I mean, a couple of these people are like people that were like his pen pals.
Yeah.
Who would be a pen pal with Charles the fucking Manson?
Actually, which state in their fucking right mind
Would allow it.
allow it? Because just talking to the fucker would screw you up. You know that they never let the same guard.
Yeah, Bugatti.
They never let the same guard on him twice.
That
They had to cycle through the entire
what was his name?
state.
The
of
prosecuting
California.
attorney in that case
I don't remember.
had a hard time talking to him. Anybody, when you interviewed this fucker, he talked in riddles and he's tried to fucking get into your psyche.
He was kind of like Sigmund Freud. He
if you let that
fucked with your
motherfucker
head.
in your head, you were fucked.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, go around, somebody
Yeah,
run
see, you
around.
got me going, and I'm
I mean,
getting all hyper.
you and I may sit there and joke around about being Jesus Christ and God, but he actually thought he was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he actually
And he
did.
actually
and he
had
had
his
people
followers.
thinking. He had people thinking that.
I
he was-
love Charlie. He's Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Seriously?
he's a fucked up individual, man.
You really don't have that much of a life? You gotta think
God damn it.
somebody like that's God and
See,
he's
you got
gonna
me.
take you to the...
You got me going. Now
You know, and that's the bad thing about those cult leaders. They prey on the broken.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
no, they do. They prey on the
Jones.
downtrodden, the people that have nothing and are looking for something to grasp.
Yeah. That fucking Jones and everybody
Oh, God.
committing suicide.
Fucking Jones, in what was it, Jamestown or something?
Jonestown.
Like that? Jonestown.
And then the guy with the comment, the Heaven's comment,
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate.
That was the Heaven's Gate.
That was
cult.
another mass suicide.
Oh
Or
yeah.
how about
this
the
is
fucking
this
freak
is
in
the,
Waco?
The second coming of Christ. This comet coming through, and in
I
order
could
for
be a
us
better
to,
cult leader.
in
We'd
order-
all
in
be
order
alive
for-
at least.
in order for us to go with the angels and Christ whenever he comes through, we got to kill ourselves and let our spirits free so they can go up to the heavens and ride
Here we
the
go.
comet.
Yeah. We're gonna ride the comet. Seriously.
No, I know it. I'm
Just
being
as we
serious.
are, we're
I'm
gonna
being
ride
serious.
the comet. We're gonna just magically fly up there and get into the comet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, we talk about that.
What
and
people are
everything, but
thinking. I mean, I remember that.
You ever remember the movie Life Force?
No, that's been a long time, but I remember I've watched it like once or
Yeah,
twice.
that's the
but
one
that was,
where
like, when
that's
it
the
first
one where
out.
the comet comes through, and while they're studying the comet, they discover a spaceship in the tail of the comet, and they claim that that's where the legend of the vampire came from, because these are an alien species that
right.
sucks the life force out of a person.
You know, the legend of the vampire that comes from what's his name?
I know what that comes from, but in that movie, that's how they had it written. That
Yeah,
That's
well,
one of
they
the
like to
reasons
embellish
and all
things
that.
in movies.
Yes.
We don't want to go there either because Hollywood pisses me off too. I mean, we don't want to go to Hollywood because that'll piss me off.
Why would you want to go to Hollywood?
I don't know, and take over some of those fucking jobs, some of them fucking people. I mean,
do shit better than they can.
oh yeah, we could get the actors to do the better actors in the right roles.
Yeah,
They don't do that too often
like
anymore.
Ben Affleck playing Bruce Wayne in Superman, or not Batman.
Oh come on!
No, he is not.
They haven't had a good Batman since Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton did a really good job playing Batman. I liked it,
You know.
and well, I don't know. You have to admit Christian Bale did a good job too.
Well, Kristen Bell did a good job too, but
he did
I
he
mean,
did a fairly decent job playing.
But
playing
some
Batman
of those guys, like
in the
Val
Dark Knight
Kilmer,
series. No, George Clooney.
George Clooney
Please.
sucked even worse. You know, he was probably the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
George Clooney should have stuck with playing on fucking Roseanne.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and then the best Joker of them all.
Jack Nicholson.
Nope. Jack Nicholson did a good job as the Joker. If you follow it through to the comic book Joker and the cartoon Joker.
But he also did justice.
True,
He also did justice to the old 1960s TV series
he did.
Joker.
Yes, he did. I agree there, he did. But if you want to follow it through to the truly twisted and updated
Oh no!
Joker,
And then it was that other dude that was in the.
he was in Knight's Tale. I'll remember it here in a second. Actually,
Look it up.
Look it up. I got my got this.
And then they you know, there's a lot of stuff they could have fucked up on those movies. I could go on and on with the superhero movies. I was a kid that grew up in comic books. My brother was a big fucking comic book.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yes, Mr. Heath Ledger.
Yes, he did a good job as the Joker.
He did.
He took it to a whole different level that it should have been taken to.
The twisted motherfucker that the Joker should have been.
Right.
And the reason he was able to do it so well is because of the fact that the Dark Knight Batmans, the three, and
Christian
that
Bale.
particular one with Christian Bale as Batman and Bruce Wayne, that series, the 3-movie series of the Dark Knight setup, was because that was the darker Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was always a darker
the
version
more-
of some of those superheroes.
That was the one where he had more of a.
League of Shadows was involved in that.
Yeah, oh yes,
more.
yes, the League of Shadows was involved in that.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Here's the thing, though. Ra's al Ghul was not truly the name of the person
No.
themselves.
It
That was the title of the leader of the League of Shadows at
Right.
the time. So, the person that was leading the League of Shadows was known as Ra's al Ghul.
Now, how come that name?
And they had a mystical type of pool called the Genesis Pit,
Yeah.
where you could actually take a person who was freshly killed, place them in the Genesis Pit, and it would
I
bring
was
them back
just
to
getting
life.
to that because it was in Arrow too.
Mhm.
In the Arrow series
That's,
as
well,
well.
that's because the Arrow series is also
'Cause that's where that
incorporating.
pit. Well, that's where that pit came in too.
Well, yeah, that's because
They
that's
actually
what brought the Canary back.
Right. And now she's on
And-
these Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes, but the thing is, here's the thing. That pit, the Genesis Pit, actually will fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
The more
that's what it
times,
did.
the more times that it gets used to bring the person back,
Or the longer
the
they've
less
been gone.
the less they are themselves when they come
Right.
back.
Oh yeah, we already know that
They
if you watch
lose
Arrow.
they lose themselves.
You already know that if you watch Arrow.
Yes,
If you
I
were
know.
paying attention
I know.
to that.
I have been paying attention. Thank you. Anyway,
You know, I mean, we could go on and on about some of these fuckers that's played some of these fucking roles. I mean,
yeah,
Hollywood's
it's your
fucked up so
fault we got
bad.
into the fucking Hollywood thing.
Hollywood's fucked up so bad. You know,
They have.
fucking.
Okay.
Who the hell
here's
in the
thing,
right mind takes 21 Jump Street and turns it into a fucking comedy?
though. Oh my god, that is the stupidest fucking thing ever. And then not only that, this
and
is
then
what
some
pisses
of
me
the
off
original
about that.
actors had to appear
Oh,
in there
God.
as their old characters.
Johnny Depp should have lost his fucking cred
So,
whenever he appeared in that
Penhall.
piece of shit movie.
Penhall should have DeLuise, Peter DeLuise was in there as well,
I'm sorry, but when
and
they-
Hoffs was in there.
when they decided when they gave in and said, yeah, we'll do it and be our characters, they should have lost all their credibility, every single bit of it, because that was a piece of crap movie. They should have never
Johnny Depp
fucking
should have
did
just
that.
said, "Fuck it, I'm too busy doing Pirates of the Caribbean."
Yeah.
You know, which has been a great.
Oh
I
my
mean, and
god,
I'm not a big,
have you seen the new one yet?
no, not
it's
yet.
on Netflix.
But I'm not a big fan of sequels.
Oh, but the
But that-
Pirates movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean
Watching
movies,
that character that Johnny Depp made,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sparrow, is just addicting.
Oh, it's awesome.
Watching what he's going to
He-
do next.
He
Or
what's
what's
nails
going
it
to happen
with that.
next.
He
Well,
absolutely nails it with that.
well, you know, he got part of his inspiration from what's his name? We should have been dead a long fucking time ago. Keith Richards
Yeah,
from
Keith
the Rolling
Richards from
Stones.
the Rolling Stones. But
And
you
he
know
ended up
that
playing
Keith
the King of
Richards,
the Pirates.
Yeah. he played and the King of the Pirates. He was Jack's
Father, right.
and that was in the fourth.
Well,
movie.
that's what I like about Johnny Depp. though.
This
he's,
is the
he's
sixth
like one of
movie,
these
by the
character actors, you know, that he'll sit there and he'll get so. Now, see, there's what makes a good actor sometimes, and Johnny Depp's good at it. I give this guy props. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he goes and he does his research and he gets involved in the character.
Yes, he
When
does.
he's doing the Jack Sparrow movies, from what I've heard, and I don't know how much of this is fact, but the rumor is that once he starts filming the Jack Sparrow movies, he gets into the
Pirates
Jack
movies.
Sparrow character and he stays in it
Yeah.
the entire fucking day.
You know,
Alright.
he's actually also dressed up as Jack Sparrow, and has went to
Well, he's-
children's hospitals
he's
and
made
visited
that one-
kids with
But,
cancer and
I mean,
stuff.
that character is more popular than Hanson was from 21 Jump Street when he first got his start, or you know, some of the other characters he's done. I mean, you could tell, like, if you ever saw that one movie, Benny and Joan.
Benny and June.
Yeah, Benny
Yeah.
and June. You know where he got that character from, don't ya?
Not offhand, no.
That was that great. What was his name? He did all that stuff in the park, you know, with a hat and stuff. The guy that had children when he was like 96 years old, but he couldn't hold them. He was a very old, famous comedian. Always had the cane. Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah, he got that character. He did all of that stuff. Was from Chaplin.
Really?
Yeah, he got his
Interesting.
inspiration, all his inspiration for that character. A lot of it came from Charlie Chaplin, believe it or not. And I'm like, wow. I mean, that scene in the park with that hat and that was just so fucking cool how he did that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd still like to figure out how that was done.
Don't know. But he was definitely, well, movie
I mean,
magic
sitting there
for
putting a
one.
hat like this and making it pop, and you don't even, you know.
Could be movie magic.
No, I don't think it
Could
was
be a
movie
device
magic. I
inside
think
the
it's,
hat?
no, I think it's all you know,
Hand
sleight of
movement.
hand type thing.
Could be. Could be.
Because that's old school stuff. If you've watched some of that old school black and white stuff, like remember
Oh, I know.
like the Abbott and Costello slapstick comedy,
Oh God,
or some of the old
They'll
Charlie
never be-
Chaplin silent movies and stuff like that.
Abbott and Costello.
A lot of that
replaced.
stuff was sleight of hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands just being quicker than the eyes. It was like an actor's magician's type magic trick. You know. But the way he does that stuff is, here we go. Edward Scissorhands. Now
Edward
here-
Scissorhands.
I mean, you got to give Johnny Depp props here. He makes a movie as freaky as Edward Scissorhands with a director by the name of Tim Burton, I think it was,
Yes,
that
it
directed
was.
that film.
Tim
and
Burton
then-
did that film,
I mean,
and then
you
he went
gotta-
on. And then he went on
But wait, I'm not done with Edward
with Tim
Scissorhands.
Burton. He did movies.
I know
with
he
Tim
did
Burton.
other movies with Tim Burton, but I'm just saying that Edward Scissorhands was so fucked up of a movie and so popular of a movie, and this doesn't happen too often. And I know this happened for a fact because I worked in the movie industry at the time. I used to manage a video store.
You
This
can't
was
say
shortly
you're in
before-
the movie industry. You
Well-
were in the rental portion of.
Right. Well, so I rented out.
Everything.
I managed a rental store and ended up owning one later. But while I was managing the video store that I was managing, Edward Scissorhands comes out, and about 6 months later, because Edward Scissorhands was such a great success at the box office and stuff, and then it was such a great
Then came the
success.
parody porn of
Yeah, the
Edward
Penis Hands. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to.
Yeah, I know.
There's not too many movies that get
A parody
parody in a
movie.
porn.
In a porn, yeah. I know.
But now here's the opposite thing. You know, now this is also Johnny Depp, staying on the same subject. Now, there was a porn star, see if you can remember who this was, that was in a Johnny Depp movie. She made the crossover from being a porn star to going into being a normal star.
Well, there's two of them that's done it already that I know of.
She's an older, you know.
Rose McGowan's one of them.
Well, no, Rose McGowan was a softcore porn, but
No,
this was
no,
hard.
no, no.
This
She
was
in
hardcore porn. I'll give you a hint.
And then
She was
then
also-
you had,
when she was
Tracy
recording-
Lords. She was one of them, and she actually got in trouble for doing
That's
porn
because
at
she
the age of
was
16.
at 14.
14? No,
Look it up once. I
wow.
thought it was 14.
No, I believe it was 16.
Anyway, Tracy Lords, along with a very huge, at the time, probably 200-300 pound Ricky Lake, was in a Johnny Depp movie.
Right, but Ricky Lake was never in porn.
No, but
Tracy
Lords that was in that movie as well. Tracy Lords, Ricky
What's
Lake.
eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
No.
And it's Who's Eating.
Who's eating?
No, it's
what's
eating.
eating Gilbert Grape? Hey!
Crybaby.
Oh yeah, Crybaby.
Crybaby.
Young lady,
Yes.
you stay away from the camera. We got a jolted there now.
Pia Sedora.
We're gonna have a weird looking crop there.
Oh, that was just because of Joy the dog.
I don't care.
It's going. Really? You get up, you go down back there, you bump
Well,
the camera.
we got her locked in
Then
here.
you turn around and come back and lay down again.
That's
What
because
the
she
hell?
realized she couldn't leave the room. She was getting sick of hearing your voice.
No, she's getting sick of you.
Nah,
And now she just like crashed back out. What
that's
a-
because she's a Siberian
Wow.
flat tire. She's trying to pose as a snowball right now.
Now she's content because she's next to her mama.
Yeah, she's her mama's girl. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that, huh? But that's what happens when you have a Siberian Husky for a puppy.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't have a second camera pointing down at her so
You could
people
see
can
what she was
we're
doing.
talking.
Yeah, you could see
You
what
know?
she was doing when she's sitting there.
Maybe next weekend I'll well actually we might have to skip next weekend because I got Leon's coming over to spend the weekend with me.
Bring him with.
And it might be him and JJ together, so I don't know.
Hook him up out there on the Xbox.
Yeah, well, it'd probably be earlier in the day instead
That's
of
all right.
late like this, you know.
That's all right. Maybe by then I'll
Do
get a
more-
few things that
and then I
I wanted
won't
to get.
I won't have my
I was hoping to have a
I won't have
projector.
my crap.
I wanted to
going.
go get a projector too, so that we could project.
Yeah, but you
things
gotta
back
save
here.
some of your money. You can't be spending a lot of your
Well,
money.
this one costs $35.
But of course, you know,
On
if
America.
people start fucking liking us and everything and get us popular, we might be able to get some sponsors. You know,
Get funded.
get funded a little bit. You know, do a GoFundMe account on you over on YouTube or on
Yeah,
Facebook
please
or
support
something.
our
you
show
know?
so we can put it into a real
Put
studio.
a few things together for us.
We'll make ourselves our own little studio.
But anyway, it just I don't know. Like this is turning out to be one of those I don't care what we talk about
Well,
type
at
of
least it's not
shows.
wake the fuck up. We could have done that
Well, we
too.
could have done wake the fuck up because you know that's
There's a lot
that's
of
one
shit
of
out
the
there
things
that
that people need to
fucking
wake the fuck
take
up
notice
to.
about.
There's a lot of shit that's coming down the pipes, people. A lot of
Here's
stuff.
another one. Pia Sedora.
Pia Zadora.
She was another porn star that went.
Actually, yeah,
actress.
she was, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. Believe me, I know. When I was renting movies, the video store that I
Yeah,
worked
I know
for,
you know because when you close up at night, you'd start
No.
watching them porns, and
No, I
then
didn't.
you'd have to clean up afterwards.
No, but I had a. We were in such one of those neighborhoods where you had perverts in every little rundown hotel over there on the southwest side, over in that south corner, you know.
Or running a video store.
And they're over there. You know, you would have loved to have been in my shoes a couple of times. I didn't watch the movies, but I got a chance to meet a couple of those porn stars because they came in to sign autographs.
I know, I'm just giving you shit.
You know, I bet you can't say you met a real life porn star.
No, but I can tell you for truthfully that I got to party with a real life rock star.
Oh yeah, we already know about your Joan Jett story. But I may not have gotten the party, but
Not everybody gets to meet somebody like that and actually get to go to the fucking after party.
no, I wish
That
I would
was
have gotten to go
fun,
to
dude.
after parties. But I did meet a few
That
famous
was
people in my
fucking
time.
Fun.
You know, I had ICP,
One, the lead
In the
singer,
cab?
the lead singer for Garbage.
Garbage.
I met her too.
Never heard of Garbage.
It's a '90s rock band, and
They must have
originated.
sucked if with a name like
Nope.
Garbage.
They originated right here in Madison. Actually,
Sounds like a trashy subject to me.
anything with you is trashy.
And then when Kiss was in town, I had Ace Frehley and the Roadies in the cab.
Really, you had him in the cab?
They were out partying at that hotel
Come on, dude.
on the east side, and I had to take them back to the Kohl Center the next morning after the concert was over. You know, the concert was over with. They
Well,
all
there's a few.
they
few
all
hotels
somehow
on the
ended
east
up.
side.
They ended up out at the Crown Plaza,
Oh, okay.
out on the east side. Okay.
That's out by the interstate, isn't
They
it?
were probably partying in at Pearls, you know.
Wouldn't doubt it.
And they had to go back to the Kohl Center, you know. And by the time I get back to the Kohl Center, because it was the first time I had to actually pull in under the garage, because the garage was under the Kohl Center. You know, and there's Gene Simmons and the rest of KISS waiting outside going like, what the fuck, it's taking you long enough to get here type shit. You know, every time I had a celebrity in my van, and there was only a few times. One of them was a local celebrity, and I'll get to that. Okay. The 2 times that I had big celebrities in my van, the one I didn't even know who the hell they were. I only saw them on wrestling a few times. And then they had that fucking clown paint on their fucking faces, so I had no clue who they were. Well, yeah, I had 2 guys from Insane Clown Posse. There was a bar called Just Rumors still opened up. I picked them up there. They stopped at Denny's, bought me breakfast while I waited and left them. They made sure to leave the meter running. I took them back to East Town Suites, and there was a tour bus, and that's how I knew who they were. It was by the tour bus. And I ended up with a nice big hefty tip afterwards. You know, because I didn't know who the hell they were. So I wasn't sitting there hounding them for autographs or asking them questions, you know. But it was kind of a cool story to tell. But now back to the local celebrity. I'm sitting out there at the Dane County Airport after the Rose Bowl happens. And Wisconsin lost the Rose Bowl that year. All right. And our beloved fucking coach. Come on. Do you know who the coach was?
Go ahead.
Happened to get into my cab, and because he lost his fucking luggage while the airline lost his fucking luggage, he had to take it out of me, his fucking cab driver. Little did I know, being a rookie at the time, that I could have kicked the motherfucker's ass out anywhere along the line, and I would have kicked his ass out on Packers Avenue and said, try to flag down a fucking cab from here, motherfucker. Because, you know, that neighborhood, it'd have been a bitch for him to flag down a fucking cab right there on the corner of International and Packers.
Yeah, because the cab's coming through and already got their fares.
That, plus, you know, they don't know if the motherfucker's up there from Northport Drive Apartments or the Packer Townhouses or Kennedy Heights up there and trying to walk or scam the cab driver for a free ride, you know, like get in, get to where I'm going and jump out before paying the fare. But I had Steve Berry in my cab, that fucking coach.
Steve Berry?
Barry Alvarez.
Or Barry Alvarez.
Barry Alvarez.
That's it, Barry Alvarez. All he did was bitch and fucking complain.
He's giving me shit because I didn't know him.
I'm stoned. I couldn't remember his fucking name. Well, see,
Speaking of Stephen Berry.
that's why. That's why. You don't remember the guy's name because he didn't give you a very good impression. He was a fucking asshole. Literally.
Dickheads like that are the
He
kind
was
of
a
people you
dickhead.
don't want to fucking deal
Yeah,
with.
they're. I'll call him Richard Cranium from now on,
There
a.k.a.
you go.
Dickhead.
Barry Alvarez, a.k.a. Richard Cranium, a.k.a. Dickhead.
Well, they lose the Rose Bowl. It's fucking football. Suck it up, Buttercup. It happens.
Yep. And you want to know something? That particular year, you were a rookie at the time?
I was a rookie as a cab driver.
Okay, then I must have been working.
You were still working. You were
still working
transit.
there too.
You were working transit when
You know
happened.
that I did get to when I was working for Dunham. I did get to pick up all their equipment
Really?
at
The Badgers equipment?
all the Badgers equipment to get it over to be sent out to go to the fucking Rose Bowl. That one year that they
You're
were
lucky that son of a bitch wasn't there dictating, saying you weren't loading it or unloading it
I
right.
would have fucking told him load it himself then, because I was that way. I didn't give a shit.
You know, it wasn't my fault he lost his
People
fucking
fuck
luggage.
with me. People fuck with me, and I tell them go fuck themselves.
Well, I got.
I actually, even with the job I got now, delivering this dry ice, I've got customers that have actually gotten pissed at me, and I told them straight out. I said, "Look,
Not my problem. I'm just
no,
a
no." I
delivery
told them
person.
straight out. Because the person that hired me, who's now in California as a manager out there, and they're going to make him the district manager out there, straight out told me. He said, "You don't have to take crap off of any of your customers."
But the customer's
You don't-
always right.
Nope, not with us. He said, you don't have to take crap off your customers. You're there to provide them a service, and if they give you shit, you can refuse it and just drive away.
Well, see,
And I have told people this.
that's the same way as being a
I have
cab
literally,
driver.
I have literally told people this because they got irate with me. I told them, I said, look, if you're gonna be that way, it's very simple. I'll just leave it on the truck. I'll go back to the shop, drop it there.
I'll go home and make myself homemade root beer.
And you can call when you're ready to
Homemade
have
ice
your
cream.
ice delivered.
You know. Yeah, well, that's like when I was driving cab. You know, somebody started giving me shit. I could pull over any place I want and tell them to get the fuck out.
Yeah, after you figured that out.
Yeah, well, that was Barry Alvarez that caused me to figure that out. But he was the only person that was a local celebrity or a celebrity that I had in my cab at any time that I couldn't stand.
No, I've picked up when I was working at Union and they had me in the transit vans.
He thought the world
They actually
revolved
had
around-
me
yeah.
go pick her up because of the fact that she wasn't just the only one we were picking up. We had to pick up some of her equipment and luggage too. She had a lot of fucking equipment and luggage, and in order to get it, they needed the van with the lift with the wheelchair lift on it. So I
volunteered.
got
Like,
no, I
couldn't
didn't
walk away.
I didn't volunteer. They sent me. They literally fucking sent me. So I went over to the airport. I pulled up where the cabs pull up, dropped the freaking wheelchair lift, loaded all her crap. She jumped up in the van. A very, very sweet woman. Very sweet.
Who was this?
The lead singer of Garbage. I can't remember her name either. But
No,
she was
but with
she was awesome. She was
band like
awesome.
Garbage,
We talked. And she's if I remember right, she is from either England or Ireland or one of the Scandinavian countries over there or something. That they discovered her there.
Lead singer of Garbage or Garbach?
Garbage.
Garbage.
Shirley Manson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No relation to Charles.
No relation to Charles. But no, where's she from? Where's she from?
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Thank you. I knew it was one of those. And she had I loved her accent. She had that accent, man.
Speaking of
It was
Manson.
fucking awesome.
All right, let's go back to that. When Manson died, here was something funny. When Charles Manson died, it got onto the internet, and this is how fucked up the internet is nowadays. It got up on the internet, and it got confused, and everybody thought Marilyn Manson died.
Marilyn Manson. But yeah,
Another freak
and if I remember
of
right,
nature.
the band Garbage started here in Madison.
A lot of bands started around Wisconsin, Madison area.
And
ended
another
up famous.
thing too.
In 1993.
Growing up in California, I got to see bands that weren't famous at the time.
Yeah,
That went on to be famous.
right. Like I
There was
said,
a place.
lot of them around
There was
here
a
that-
place near the area that I grew up. It was a little nightclub thing, and it was set up. He did Friday, or was it Friday? Friday nights, I think, or Thursday nights. He did teen night.
Yeah.
Okay, and he would actually get unknown bands to come in, and there was all the alcohol was locked away, so you had no alcohol. And if you were over the age of 18 or 21
You
or
weren't
something like
allowed
that,
in.
you weren't allowed in. It was teen night only.
They had
It
a,
was
they
set
actually
up
had
for
a
kids,
bar
for
like
the
that
kids.
that was here that was like in the Madison
And
area 7 days a week. That was like that. If
The
you were over 18, you weren't allowed
the
in.
group Firehouse, the ones that sing the song "Bye Bye Baby Bye Bye," and a few others. You know, they became kind of famous. They were a big hair band.
there's a lot of big hair
I got
bands.
to see them. I got to see them at Fat Nats.
Fat Nats?
Fat Nats. That was the name of the place. Fat Nats.
Fat Nats.
Yep. I got to see them
Sounds kind of buggy
before
to me.
before they even cut their first album.
Yeah, that's kind of cool though, isn't it? Though.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is. It's very cool.
I don't remember the names of some of them, but there was quite a few of them, and I remember seeing them in that got started around the Madison area. They'd play at Badger Bowling Alley or at the Dry Bean Saloon.
Yeah.
And then they ended up with a
Did
Nashville.
you look up Firehouse?
There was a couple of them. They ended up with Nashville Records, but they got their start at like the Dry Bean and stuff. You know, back when the Dry Bean was winning all those fucking awards. I wish I could remember some of them ones that got their start around here. Isn't that one that keeps coming around that my daughter keeps following? Isn't that one from around here?
This one. Here. Turn that down a little bit.
Madison County or something like that. Isn't there a band called Madison County? Didn't they get started around here?
I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it on here. This is the group. I got the speakers as loud as it'll go. This song is Love of a Lifetime. Yes. This is the group I seen at Fat Nats. They were just starting out. I think they'd been out for about 3 months.
Back then.
Back then.
Alright, turn it off a minute. I think I've heard them before.
But that's the group
Somebody
that I...
looks like she's got something going through her head and it's about to explode.
No, Madison County is based out of Madison.
That's what I thought.
Who is?
Madison County.
Madison County, yeah.
My daughter loves that band, but I remember when they were nobodies around here,
Yeah.
you know, and opening for, and they were like the opening act for like Little Vito and the Torpedoes,
Oh yeah,
which is nothing
which is
but
another. They're basically.
well, they're not nationwide, but Little Vito and the Torpedoes is a cover band, but they've been all over Wisconsin, Illinois,
Yeah.
Iowa, you know, some of the local greater.
Aren't they kind of styled similar to
They play a lot of 50s.
Ricky
and
Valance?
They play a lot of 50s and 60s music.
Yeah, aren't they styled more like Ricky Valance and stuff?
No.
Well,
But their office-
Madison County actually, when they had the Toys for Tots rallies down on
Well,
Cottage Grove Road there at the VFW, Madison County was one of the bands that would come in there and play.
Little Vito and the Torpedoes, their office used to be right across from the Pinkerton office in this office building on Monona Drive, and I used to see them quite frequently.
Yeah,
coming
that's
out
where
of there.
the clinic's sitting now.
Yeah. The Pinkerton's main office used to be there, so I'd have to go in there.
Pinkerton?
Yeah, Pinkerton. When I worked for Pinkerton
I wonder if
Security.
because that's the security place that I got hired at first whenever I first came to Wisconsin.
They were right next to the McDonald's on Monona Drive. Kind of
Oh no, not that one,
Spanish
not that
office
one,
building.
not that one. I'm thinking of the one over off of Cops.
No. Right on Monona
There was
Drive
a big
there.
office building there where that.
No.
Where,
Oh, that was you mean the old bank building? The bank was still in there.
Yeah, I think it was
The bank was still in that building, like an M&I bank or something.
something like that. But it was right across from the
That
Menards.
was Midland.
Midland. Okay, that was Midland.
That was
Because I
Midland
worked.
Security.
They had me posted out at Daytex Omita.
Because I was a supervisor.
And that
for
was
them.
during the time that Daytex was building that new building, or the building right across from
I
the
was a
main.
supervisor for them. I was working at Menards out on the west side for them. For Midland.
That's funny.
I was doing both. I was every now and then I was a guard shack person, and then they'd send me out to Monona sometimes to be in store security, busting shoplifters. That was a fun job.
Yeah, I used to work as a security officer at a mall in California,
I did that too.
Manchester Center.
I worked at Easttown and Westtown before they got in-house.
I was hated.
Oh.
I was fucking hated big time there because I actually did my job. The other guys used their positions as fuck-arounds.
Yeah,
They try to pick up the women that worked
I
at the
didn't have-
jewelry stores
I
or
didn't
at
have to pick
Lane
up the
Bryant or any of that. I never did. I never
I'll tell
did
you
have
what,
to.
I'll tell you what.
Of course, I was loyal to the woman I was with at the time, and
I
turned
never-
out she
I can't
fucked me over. But
I
you
can't
know,
say
that
that.
goes.
I can't say that either. But I looked so good in a uniform that I had to beat them off with a stick sometimes. You know, I was working Easttown Mall, Remember that store, Debs? I'm not going to tell you who she was,
A little bit, yeah.
but I know who she was. I could show you a picture of her up here. She's a friend of mine on Facebook, but I'm not going to mention the name over our show. I don't want any repercussions, but she used to work at Debs
Okay.
in East Sound Mall. All right.
That was a clothing store, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
clothing
it was a
store. She was like
women's clothing store.
She was like an assistant manager or something. All right, and she knew me from beforehand because we were like childhood friends. Okay, because we went
Yeah.
to some of the same schools and stuff, high school, middle school, etc. She got a twin sister. I can't say too much more, but anyway.
Are they
I'm doing my
twins?
rounds. Yeah, identical twins. I was doing my rounds, and she was like the assistant manager, and then gates are still down over all the stores. All right. And I'm doing my rounds, and she's in there, and you see, how they got them racks with the clothing
Yeah.
on, and the big circle racks,
Yep.
and there's clothes on. So she's on the one side of the rack, and she's kind of like looking through the tops and stuff like this. And she sees me walking down, she kind of steps to one side, and she don't have a top or a bra on. She was looking for a top to wear for the day, so that she
Awesome.
looked nicer. So then I go and I make it around, and because it was getting close to the end of my shift, and I, big no-no because the boss was coming in to relieve me, my supervisor. But I had to go outside. So my first trip outside, because I went outside the door that was next door to Deb's, the next key, because it was one of those key things, was right outside the outside door of Deb's. Well, that door
Yeah.
opened up right
She-
about the time I was
because
getting
when
there
you-
to the key. She
When
opened
you
up
did
that
your
back
rounds,
door.
you had a key that you had to
Yeah,
turn
well,
in different areas
Let's
of the
just
mall.
say that I got an
that they
invite
need.
that I had to turn down because, it was getting close
Mm.
to the end of my shift right there. Damn. That's also when I worked security. When I worked security at the Horseshoe Bar, I had the handcuffs and all this other stuff then.
I carried two pairs of handcuffs with me.
Remember that bar, the Horseshoe, that dive of a bar?
Yeah, I remember that dive.
There was this one chick that come up and she went to Mike, the bar owner, and she's like, "Can you take your security guard home? I want to find out if those handcuffs are real and see if he'll use them on me and stuff." I also took the bartender home from there one night.
What, Mike? Oh,
No.
God, you're weird.
No, Mike never did nothing but sell drugs out of his fucking basement of that bar. That's why he was on probation, and why security had to be there in the first fucking place.
I'm
He had all
just giving you
female
shit.
bartenders
Go on,
there, and they were all pretty hot.
No, I've seen some fucking massive hot bartenders. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But no, when I was working in security at Manchester Center Mall in California. That was in Fresno, California. Yeah, they fucking hated me to a point because of the fact that I actually would do my damn job. I would actually do my job. They would use it to try to pick up the women and all this other crap. So they were pretty fucked up.
That's the one that worked at, one of those ones are the ones that worked at Tubbs.
You don't know which one? Probably her.
I can't tell which one was which.
Well,
They
tats
don't
should
have
give
their
it away.
name on it.
Which one had tats?
They didn't have tats back then.
Nah.
Neither one of them had tats back then. I think it was this one. Okay, yeah, it was that one. But yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I miss being young and dumb and not having any responsibilities.
Yeah, thank God there was nothing to record the shit, right?
Yeah, no shit.
No proof of anything
Boy,
we did
I
anywhere.
would have gotten some deep shit.
Man, I'll tell you another time being security. I worked being in Madison, it's a Big Ten college. UW Madison, Big Ten college, right? I had to work the parking ramps downtown.
Biggest party colleges around.
Right. Everybody's getting drunk constantly.
Oh, Jesus.
Bar time. Parking ramps closed. All right. But not the students in the bars yet. It's just getting bar time, bars getting closed, and I gotta write fucking parking type tickets in this parking ramp, and I'm in the bottom of the fucking parking ramp, the fucking basement of it, right? All of a sudden, out one of the fucking doors, fucking chick comes running out, stark ass fucking naked. Fucking one of those college fucking things where they had to run all the way through each floor, back and forth to the stairwells, and go all the way back to the top to where their clothes were. Needless to say, I couldn't let it happen.
No.
I made her get in my car, take my jacket, get in my back of my car, and I drove her back to the top because, in that kind of a place, Madison being the seedy place it is, you never know if you're going to find a wino or somebody in the stairwell that might want to have done her harm. Get to the top, her fucking friends were just falling out fucking laughing. It was just, too fucking funny. But it was one of those things, afterwards you're like sitting there thinking, no, did that really just happen, or was I fucking dreaming? Was I hallucinating? Did somebody slip me a Mickey? Because it's the kind of shit you don't see every day, but you dream that it would happen to you. It's just too bad I was in fucking uniform and working when it happened.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, it's just one of those things, that you don't see happen unless you work some of the strange places and see these seedy underside of some of these towns,
Well, that's the thing. That is the one thing about working security that's fun about it. It's you do find some weird shit.
Yeah, I could go on and on for that kind of
let's
stuff.
see. I walked in on a couple of teenage kids screwing in the bathroom.
That I can believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of put a stop to that. I helped a parole officer catch a runaway.
Yeah, that you get shit like that. Did you get thanked
Yes, I
by the
did.
parole officer?
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm
She
glad you
approached
did.
me.
Yeah.
She approached me and asked me to help her if I could because she had been tracking this girl from San Diego. The girl was from San Diego.
A lot of runaways in California.
She had been tracking her and found her in California there, and she went to that mall, and she actually approached me and asked me to help if I could, and I called on some of the other guys, and they came down there, and I told them what was going on, and they're like, "Well, let's just go grab her." I'm like, "No." She said if we approach her in that manner, the girls are gonna run. She's gonna bolt.
Yeah.
And then we're in the middle of a foot chase.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Okay, and that's not what we are.
No, it's
Okay.
it's
So
it's observe
here's the
and
thing.
report.
That's for security. But here's the thing that happened with that. Okay, the guys got pissed at me and they're like, "Well, fine, take care of it yourself." I said, "Okay, I will. Fuck you." And so I was just doing my regular little walk around, and I approached the girl and I asked her. I said, I was like, "Hey, and I need to ask you to come to the office with me because one of the stores reported that you seen someone walking out with some stuff, and I wanted you to ID them."
So you did a little sneaky.
Yeah, that's what I did. Sneaked her. I got her up in the office, and then as soon as she goes through the door, there's only one door in and out. As soon as she went through the door, I told her, I said, "All right, I'm going to level with you." It's like, I'm going to level with you. I was approached by your parole officer, or the officer that's looking for you, and was asked to apprehend you if I
I
could.
didn't even phase her until you moved.
So that's what happened. I got her in there, and I took the handcuffs and I cuffed her to the chair and contacted the lady. She was, had me call her, and then she came up there and took the girl into custody.
Yeah.
But, shit like that. There's all kinds of crazy crap you run across.
Yeah, well, it's just sometimes when you're in that kind of a position, it'd be nice to get the thank you once in a while.
And I saved a guy's life once too.
You know.
I seriously saved a guy's life. There were some Mexican kids walking on Blackstone Avenue. They were out front of the mall, and I was night security there. I was on patrol out in the truck, and one of them come running across, flagging me down. And he's like, "We need to call the ambulance." Some guys drove by and threw a bottle and hit my friend in the head with it, and it's like, okay. So the other one was walking him to the mall, and I told him, I said, okay, this is what I need you to do. And at that time, I called the other guy that was with us. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to don't let him lay down. Just sit him down. Take your shirt off and hold it on the wound to, keep the bleeding down. We're calling the ambulance now. So yeah, some fucking assholes drove by and threw a beer bottle and hit him in the back of the head with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like, it was
I'll
bullshit
tell you.
like that. And I pretty much, talked to the EMTs after they got him in the ambulance, got him stabilized and everything, and they're like, you're quick thinking on that.
A lot of people
Probably
wouldn't do
saved
that
his life.
anymore. Even though that was part of your job, a lot of people wouldn't even get involved nowadays. That's like I was back in the.
I can't stand around and see something like that happen.
Well, here's
and
another.
not do
Let
something.
me tell you something. Back in the '80s, I was driving around. It was a thing just to drive around and cruise around downtown, and down the Capitol and stuff. And it was late one night, and I was driving around, and I was with. We ain't gonna mention the dude's name, but I was driving his Monte Carlo.
No, man, you don't have to.
Okay?
Every time you say that, I know exactly the fucking.
So we're
retard
sitting
you're
there.
talking
We're
about.
sitting there driving his Monte Carlo, and we get in front of the old Strand Theater, where the Strand Theater was back in the day. It was still in operation right there at the top of the square. There was a Strand Theater. It don't exist no more. And it was probably about 10, 11 o'clock at night. Methodist Hospital still existed. It was at the top of West Washington Avenue, a couple
I know where
blocks
it
off
was.
the square.
Yep.
Okay, it's still,
Actually, it was there whenever I moved.
all right. Well,
to,
it was
to
at
Wisconsin.
the time this happened. Methodist Hospital was still there and functioning as a full-fledged hospital with an emergency room and the whole works, right? So they had the bus stops that were, the big shelter-type bus stops like they don't have anymore, but they did. But there was payphones attached to these.
Yeah.
Two on each side.
Yeah, I know-
Okay?
I know
Now
what
I'm trying to paint a picture here.
No, I know what you're talking
So there's
about.
two-
with those.
two phones.
That's right.
Two payphones, okay, on either side of this bus stop, the shelter. This woman's sitting there getting the living shit beat out of her. And there's at least, I don't know, 7 or 8 people easy that were sitting inside of that shelter just watching this go on. And a woman was sitting there in the ticket booth of the Strand Theater with a phone right there in front of her, and she wasn't even she had her nose in a fucking book and was reading it. But it was loud enough where you could hear it. Because this woman was screaming. My buddy got pissed because I took his car and I threw it in park. I didn't even really step on the brakes much. I just threw it in park and jumped out. And I went over there and beat the shit out of the guy and left him for within an inch of his fucking life. Okay? Beat the fucking shit. Then I went up and I pounded on the fucking window. Make the fucking chick jump right out of her fucking britches when she was reading that fucking book, and told her to pick up the phone and call the fucking cops. And if they want to find me, who did that to that dude that was laying there on the ground, they can find me at the Methodist. So we got the girl, put her in the back of the car, took her to the Methodist emergency room because it was the closest hospital, less than a few blocks away. She ended up with cracked ribs, broken nose, busted fucking eye socket, and all this shit. The guy was doing a number on her before we got there.
I would have beat the living shit out of him too.
And fucking cops finally
And he
show
would've
up.
been-
I'm
he
still
would've been
there.
Lucky to fucking live.
I'm still there, and the whole time I'm having to deal with this. Come on, we gotta go. Let's get going. They're gonna get here soon, the cops, and we're gonna get in trouble. And it's like, fuck you, I'm not going anywhere until I find out if she's okay or not, you know? And so the gal thanked me and stuff when she finally was able to, because she asked to see who brought her in and asked me to come in and see her, and I had a hard time because, there was a lot of blood and a lot of she looked in a lot of pain and hurting, but she thanked me, and the fucking cops sat there and questioned me, and they like, well, you did a good thing, but we should charge you for this because you did a number on this guy, you know. You shouldn't have beaten him up that bad. You should have just called the cops. And it's like, yeah, well, by the time you would have fucking got there, she would have been dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the type to sit there and watch that happen. And it's like,
No.
you know, it sickens me that they'll do shit like that. I was working Taco Bell one time, security. Standing outside smoking a cigarette, Taco Bell on East Washington Avenue. What's right across the street? Darbo neighborhood. Okay? Guess what happens? I'm sitting there, it's, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock, you know, bar time, because we got all the bar rush, and we're sitting out there, me and my partner are sitting out there, and we're sitting there watching, facing East Washington Avenue, and all of a sudden this fucking car comes flying across the fucking media strip, and you know East Washington Avenue's got that like good fucking
Nice,
sized media
nice,
strip in the
humpy
middle.
media
They
strip.
come flying over that fucking thing. Cops are flying behind them, and they come up onto Oak Street instead of going up over the media strip with a car. But that car come flying right in the taco parking lot, hit the fence in the back of the parking lot. 4 kids get out of that car and go flying. They go running on foot. Me and my partner had one dropped right there. We dropped him as he ran by us, and we held him down and had him cuffed. Cops didn't even fucking thank us for it.
No, they probably thought it
Grand Theft Auto, 4 kids, 16, 17, 15, 14 years old, all dangerous. They had fucking guns and shit like this and drugs in the fucking car, and they stole the fucking car from drug dealers. Yeah.
Nice.
Cops didn't even thank us for taking them fucking down, you know. And it's sickening, you know. I mean, I'm a professional, you know. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have stepped in, but, you know, I reacted.
Yeah, you reacted just like
I saw
would
the
have
cops
reacted.
coming, and
You know,
I
I
reacted.
used to be a bouncer at a bar too in California.
You know, and when they don't thank you,
I mean,
that's what pisses
You look at me
off.
now. You look at me now, and you wouldn't think that I was a bouncer at
No,
any
it looks
time.
like you're giving birth to a baby elephant.
Yes. Won't you fucking go suck the nuts off a cricket?
I'd hate to have your grocery bill.
Go suck the nuts off a cricket, you bitch. But no, I used to be a bouncer in a bar. And I threw a guy out of the bar that was as tall as you.
So they bounced you off the walls in the bar?
Yep.
So you used to bounce around the bar?
Yep.
Well, that explains a lot. Were you bigger then?
I don't even want to talk to you now. You're a fucking idiot. As my button would say, you're a goddamn moron.
You know, putting up,
Where is my button?
being in a bouncer
I
in
got
a
it.
bar, you're putting up with a lot of drunks, alcohol abusers. Yeah. Just wait, I got some more for you eventually when
Oh,
I get a
whatever.
chance to get the stuff I want.
What race are you in, shithead?
But no,
You
there's
better be careful.
there's this one guy. He was about 6'2". He wasn't heavy built, but he was built pretty decent. And he was getting drunk pretty good, and he kept fucking with the waitresses.
Fucking with the
Trying
waitresses?
to pinch their ass and grab them and everything else. I gave him 2 warnings. I told him,
Well,
the
you know,
third one,
the guy's
you're
probably,
out.
like, at the rate things are going nowadays, that guy's probably going to get up, get charged with sexual assault charges now. That happened 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
exactly. But
I'm
I
sorry.
wound up,
You know, no, I'm not sorry.
no, I wound up
That-
grabbing him. I grabbed him by the back of the fucking neck and lifted him up off the fucking chair he was sitting in.
You know what the worst part of all that
He's
is?
on his tippy toes at this point, and I fucking walk him to the door and throw him out.
How many people were in that bar or in that restaurant watching this happen and doing nothing?
Quite a few.
Yeah,
Place was damn near
that's
packed.
that's the sickening part of it all.
But that was my job.
That's how bad society is
And then-
getting.
All right, my job ended at 2 o'clock in the evening, or about 2:15 or so. And I was walking out to the car in the back parking lot. Well, this motherfucker decided he's going to bring 2 of his buddies by and jump me in the parking lot.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that didn't work out very well for him.
no, bullies don't get very far.
Well, considering the fact that I beat the living shit out of all 3 of them. I got cracked ribs out of it. I
Well,
did get
you
a fat
know,
lip out of it.
A
I
guy
did
that-
get my ass kicked,
any
but
guy
I
that
kicked the
says,
living shit out of him. I thought I killed one of them because I smashed a car windshield with his face. And the other one who got sent to the hospital, I shattered his fucking kneecap.
Yeah, well, any man that sits there and lays his hand on women like that and stuff like that, and when they don't want it and stuff like this, they're not a man in my book
No.
because they can't sit there and fight
No.
a real man in the first fucking place.
No, they can't. But
You know,
they jumped me in the parking lot,
it used to
had
kind
the
of.
upper hand. But
Yeah.
and then when the cops got there, when the fight was pretty much over
Yeah,
by the time someone came out.
unfortunately, I don't
to-
have too
to
much
see
respect for
this
cops
happening.
anymore either. Some days.
So here I am. I'm like fucking holding my side because I was just reeling, and it was cracked ribs. It wasn't broke ribs. It was cracked ribs. And anybody who's had cracked ribs knows
It's gonna hurt.
it hurts worse than the broke ribs.
Yeah, and it's gonna be difficult to breathe.
Yes, it was. And I was banged up pretty good.
Every time you breathe a little bit, it's gonna hurt more.
Well, EMTs were called, and the cops showed up, and the EMTs were tending to me too. And the cops come walking over and ask me what was going on, and then he goes over and talks to the one guy that was coherent enough that I left to talk to him, and then he starts laughing at the guy, and I'm within earshot. He starts laughing at the guy. He turns around and he looks at me. He turns right back to the guy. He goes, "Now, you're telling me you want to press charges against him?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he just started laughing even harder. He goes, "You realize there was 3 of you and he whipped the shit out of you guys."
Yeah, with the stupidity they were.
And the thing is, he goes, and the thing is, because you're the ones that jumped him, you're lucky he doesn't press charges against you.
Yeah, exactly. Or the women press charges against him from the restaurant.
You know. So yeah,
That's where
I
you
did.
need
I
to-
wound up getting my butt
That's
kicked that
where the
night. But I
officer-
whipped the living shit out of these guys.
That's where the officer needs to take and carry around those things that say, "Here's your sign." Stupid people.
But like I said, looking at me,
Well, it is.
people don't see the real me when they look at me. Okay.
That's stupid. I mean,
Shit, man. I got my car stolen one time when I lived out there, and I worked my ass off to get this car and pay for it and fix it up like I did, and it gets stolen. I had a fucking competition stereo system in it. I had tricked out wheels. I had it lowered. I had
well, no
everything.
wonder it got
on this thing,
stolen.
okay. And these
I'd steal it, too.
motherfuckers stole it. Okay. And I was pissed. I go back into the restaurant we were at, because me and my friends were at this restaurant. I go back in the restaurant that we were at and talk to the manager,
And he didn't see a thing.
and he's like, "Well, that happens all the time." I said, "Do you guys have security cameras?" "Yeah, but they don't work."
Typical response.
"All right. Well, can I at least use your phone to call the police?" "Well, it's a payphone outside." I was pissed. Called the cops. Called my mom to come pick us up because that was the only person I could call. After I made those phone calls, I come back in. I went to the bathroom, and I fucking punched the stall door and took it completely off its fucking hinges. One fucking punch. That's how pissed I was.
Must have been a shitty bathroom.
Yeah, you wish. I hit that fucking stall door and it came completely off.
Yeah, it was already falling off. You just didn't know it yet.
You know what those safety doors look like, don't you?
No.
Those all metal on the outside with that
Oh, you mean
the
those
fire
doors that
the fire safety doors.
Oh, those doors that they use on the low-income apartments, so
Oh,
that
you
when the people
wish.
get pissed off, they can't fucking break them.
You wish.
No, they do.
I fucking hit one of those one time and I dented it. I put a fist print in the fucking door.
They used to use, I don't know if they still do, but
Yeah,
they
you
used to
you
use
tell
those
me.
doors in Wexford Ridge.
You know, people like I said, people looked at me and they didn't see
No, they
what
saw
I could do.
They saw the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Fuck you. Fuck you, real man.
You know, if I ever remember,
Look, it's Slender Man, everybody.
if I ever
Slender Man, finally,
don't start
Slender
that
Man's
one.
been proven.
You know, if I ever remember that show and that dude from that show, the one that just ruffles your feathers the wrong way.
You suck. Go suck the nuts
You know,
off the cricket.
one of these days, I'm gonna have a poster board with that show, with a picture of that dude on
next
it,
time we do
and I'm
this-
gonna hold it up like this and say, "See,
Next
you
time I
look
do
just
this,
like that
next time we
dude."
do this, I'm bringing a fucking cricket for you, and you can suck the nuts off that cricket.
Hey, I better have high speed because I need good internet access here. Oh, not the same cricket, huh?
You're such a dick. You are such a dick. I swear to
I'd rather have a Mojo, one of those
I swear to
Hello
myself.
Moto or whatever that thing is.
A Moto?
Yeah.
Really? Really? You're gonna laugh at him? Fuck you. There ain't nothing funny about him except for his smell and his look.
You're the one that's been passing gas all day. There should be a sign attached to your ass, one of them big red fucking diamonds that says, "Be careful, explosive gas." Don't light a match
I am pretty
anywhere.
explosive.
Don't light a match in no open flames within 3 feet.
You know, what kind of people would we be if we couldn't take a joke and dish it right back?
You know, but this world is going to shit in a hay basket. You know, I moved out here. I told you this before, but this is how bad and pathetic things are. Now, if it was me and I saw this, I'd go over and help because it's just the type of person the way I was raised. But I was walking around the lake that we have out here. There's a lake in the community I live in, a small one. And I was taking my first dog that we had. May he rest in peace, poor Nitro. I was taking him for a walk. Little did I know about some of the things out here in the country, like the big fucking groundhogs or ground chucks or whatever the fucking things are over there. They create the big ass fucking holes in the ground by the lake. You know, and you can't see these holes all the time. I'm walking, my dog stepped right down, sprained the fuck. Remember the first time I sprained the fuck out of my ankle so bad that they had to put a hair cast on me? I was laying on that ground way over there for about 45 minutes, middle of fucking summer, going like this, waving at people, you know, yelling help, 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 you know, because I couldn't get up by myself. Not one fucking person that drove by or that was outside, and I know them son of a bitches saw me, not one motherfucker came over to help me. They were either afraid of my dog or they stereotyped me because of my fucking long hair. You know.
Well, what's not the stereotype?
Oh, fuck you, asswipe. But it's just it. You know, I've seen videos where some guy, and it was an experiment, all right? Because they wanted to prove a point. They went to a place like New York City where the fucking streets are fucking packed constantly, right?
Mhm.
And a guy falls or something in the street. It was a staged thing, right? And not one fucking person offered to help. Not once. They just kept walking by and walking by and walking by.
Son of a bitch!
You know, it's pretty pathetic.
It is. It's very pathetic.
You know,
And you know the saddest part is that's our society now.
and
People
it's
don't
getting worse
wanna-
because you
people
got this
don't want to fucking help
this
anyone
racist
anymore. This racist, narcissistic,
bastard.
bastard pig,
Dick of a head.
Cheetolini in the shit house because it's full of crap. The brown house because it's full of shit.
I mean, all he's doing is promoting.
They
more
got
hate.
higher turnover than
But
McDonald's.
he's promoting more hate. He's promoting more antitrust in the world.
Oh, I know.
You know, where
I know.
people are trusting people less often. That plus all the fucking scammers out there in the world. I mean, you know, I'm not saying the internet's evil, but boy, did it sure the hell open up a lot of fucking scams.
Oh, I know. It did.
You know,
And that's because the people that are using it to do that know what they're doing. They
And
know
all these
how to do
people-
it.
All these people are doing is getting more and more fucking selfish in the world. But I'll tell you, there are a few,
There are
people,
a few people
and it's
that
rare
are
and
going
in
to be
between.
there to help.
like, I know you would always have my back no matter what, because we've been friends and that good of friends for 20 some odd fucking years.
Fuck you, let a bear attack you. I'll let it eat your
Whatever,
ass.
you would not.
I'll run the other way.
But remember what happened not so long ago. It does happen once in a blue moon type thing.
But the Smurfs come back.
No, yeah. But when my water pipes froze here,
Oh, yeah.
you know, got a neighbor, all of a sudden a neighbor comes out of nowhere because I made a post. He saw it, him and his wife saw
Yeah.
it, and they come over and they helped by bringing
Well, I came
water
over
and
to
stuff.
try and help.
Right,
It's
but
a little
still.
bit beyond my
But still, I mean,
ability.
that's what I'm saying, you know, but it was like a stranger out of nowhere, you know, and it happened.
Ooh, I felt my uncle.
Yeah, but he's not a stranger. He was
He's
family.
not a stranger, but
Yeah,
still.
but they saw it from your
They
post
saw it.
on Facebook.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's where it should be. Blood should still be thicker than water, but it's not anymore. And that's another bad thing with these society. All these little gangbangers out there shooting everybody, drive-by shootings, just because you're
No,
in
they
my
should
fucking
kill
turf.
each other and
Get it
leave
all
the-
over with,
leave the people like us alone.
you know.
Well, okay. Here's a good instance for you. Okay, good one for you. Where'd you get hurt? How'd you get hurt?
Oh, how did I get her?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Where and how did you get hurt? She didn't just show up on your doorstep.
Yeah, she did. She found me.
Okay. Whatever.
She picked me. I didn't pick her. No, that was a good story though. No, she found her. Well,
no.
not really. In a roundabout way, she found the farm that she's from.
That isn't what I'm talking about. How did you get her and bring her home?
Oh, well, you went with us. That was a 3.5 hour
I
ride.
went with you?
Yeah, you drove it.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, how many other friends do you have that would take
Oh,
an
no.
entire day to take your happy ass way deep north
Yeah, you know, but
to
because.
pick up a dog
But now wait.
because you
let
need
me,
a companion?
let me fucking remind you now, smart ass.
I'm not being a smartass. I'm just asking you a question. How many of your friends would have actually
Oh, there
done
wouldn't
that?
have been. Well, I could think of one other, but
Well, yeah, there's one other.
but
that
he's
I
a
know of.
workaholic.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
is.
He would have come up and taken me up there in a heartbeat. too.
Exactly. But my point is,
I've only got two good friends like
that's
that.
the kind of person that I am, that I strive to be, and that's the kind of person
Well,
I
they
strive to make my daughter be.
should. A lot of kids don't actually listen to us nowadays, do they?
But I guarantee you, my daughter's a damn good kid.
But you know, at the same time, those people, you know, they heard what happened to Nitro,
Yep.
you know, and then they said okay, and then they realized that the one that kept giving you attitude up there was not going to be a good fit because he was an outdoor kennel dog at all times. Bear,
Bear.
okay.
Yeah, he was giving me attitude. Little bastard splashed me with water.
I loved it too. I thought it was fucking funny. That's what happens when you try to outsmart a husky.
I
But anyway.
was giving him shit right back, though. That's the whole
But
thing.
anyway, when they brought her, like I said, we didn't pick her. She picked me. You know, her mother knocked me on my ass, and then she protected me.
Yep.
You
I
know, you were there,
Oh, God, she found something else over there.
but that was one of the best 3.5 hour rides. But now back to my point. That ride made this take off. Because of all the stuff that was going on in the ride,
Kinda,
we got told
kinda,
that we
yeah.
needed to really start doing this.
Well, before her, you and I,
We were
and-
talking
and-
about it.
And Tanya and Lisa, we were all in the car and we went to go see Logan in the theaters.
Yeah, that was a blast.
And
too.
during that's where
where it started,
that's
too.
where it actually
Oh, you guys should
started.
record this.
Because you and I, when we get together like that, we get stupid. We just get goofy. And that's the best part. When you can be yourself and do some weird, crazy, off-the-wall stuff and make people laugh, That's what you need to do. Would you fucking stop? You're calling me a fucking nasty bastard.
Do you remember
He's
what her
over here
mom's
dropping
name
his
was?
ass.
What?
Do you remember what her mom's name was?
No.
Not offhand, I don't. Why?
The only females they have available is Andy, Breezy,
Andy.
Cinnamon. Was it Andy? That's what I thought because of the coloring.
It was Andy.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
she's,
like- they
she's
called it-
still there.
Her name was Andromeda, but they
Yeah,
called her Andy.
Andromeda.
But
That's
they called
it.
her Andy.
She's still there.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we ain't getting another dog.
she's
One's enough.
I know.
even though she's still there, that doesn't mean she ain't loved.
They might be keeping
They
her.
actually-
They could
they
be keeping
actually
her
have
for a
been-
breeding dog.
They're actually good to
She's
her.
for sale
Oh.
for $100.
Yeah, for sale.
She's more expensive than the other ones.
It's because
I
she's
can't
probably
say
a
that-
breeding
can't say
dog.
that. Cinnamon is 700.
It's probably because they've been used as a breeding dog. She's
Well-
probably had some good litters.
I don't know. They said that they
This
weren't
one
going
is
to breed
too.
her anymore.
No, her mother.
That's what I said. Her
No,
brother.
Yeah.
They didn't
because
want
of-
us
They
breeding
said
her.
no.
No,
They said they weren't
gonna
gonna breed
her
the
because
mother
of what
anymore
happened
either.
with her them.
No.
Yeah, because of the
Well,
they,
maybe that's why they're
they
selling
were
her
born
then.
underweight, weren't they?
She was, yeah.
No, I
So
think
she's
her siblings were too.
Yeah. She was
Her
like,
and her sister. There was only two.
yeah, they
Okay.
were both lucky to
But I
survive.
think they were born underweight.
Yeah,
And that's
they're
why
both
they
like-
weren't going to
having
use
problems.
Andromeda as
But
a
it
as
says
a
proven dam,
I don't know.
which means she could be bred again.
proven dame.
Dame, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
it's a DAM.
All I know is her and her sister were lucky to survive. That's what we were told because they were so tiny.
But she's dreaming.
That's why she's not as
Look at
big
her
as
feet.
Nitro either. She was
Watch
at
her
the front
feet.
of the litter.
She's dreaming. But yeah, I mean, you know, and I'm
I
not
love
trying.
watching her sleep. It's funny
By
sometimes.
bringing that up like I did is not trying to be like, oh, here's my horn, toot it.
Get the hell out of my way!
You
Okay.
toot your own horn all the time.
Right. That's not the reason I brought it up. I'm just saying because we're talking about the kind of people that are in the world.
Oh yeah,
You know,
most people suck.
and that's what I mean. I mean, how many others? I mean,
No,
other
that's why I
than me and Woody, who we're actually trying to get over here to be on camera with us and do some of this shit with us,
Yeah, that'll be a
which
treat
would
for
be
all you
interesting.
people.
It'd be very
That would be a
interesting.
big treat for everybody.
Woody's a
Character.
character in a
That's-
breed of his own.
That's the best way to describe it. He's a character.
And you know, and
He can entertain himself.
the thing is that's
with
not
just
the
voices
reasoning.
in his head.
Yeah, right. He can have a conversation with those voices very well, but that's not the whole reasoning that I was bringing it up. It's because of the fact that, you know, I'm that kind of a person. I will go out of my
I'm
way.
an asshole.
I will go out of my way to help a true friend, to help somebody
Well, that's
that
the way it
needs
should
that
be.
help.
That's the way
Okay.
it should be.
And I've always tried to teach my daughter to be that way, and she does. She is. And I'm proud of her that she turned out that way. And now it's work time on my grandson to make sure he's that way.
He's gonna be an ass just like you.
Well, he needs to be a selective ass like me. And a
He's learning
selective
from the
ass,
best, ain't he?
a selective ass is someone who knows who to be an ass
Oh,
to.
he'll be a good kid. He's already on his
You know
way
that,
to being
right?
a good kid.
A selective ass
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
someone who knows who to be an ass to. So.
Yeah. Your
There are people
your
that you should be an
grandson's gonna
ass.
grow up to be somebody proud of.
I really hope so.
Oh, I think he's gonna.
He's already
He's
trekking
gonna surprise
that
you.
way. He's already trekking that way. I mean, he's spent
Just
this.
let him be
he
a
spent
kid
the
for a
first.
while.
He spent the first 6 years of his life living in the same household as I did.
Yeah, he's a
You know,
grandpa's
he
boy.
was there with me,
Oh yeah, he's a grandpa's boy now too.
and it hurt me dearly to have to move
Of
out
course.
and everything, and it hurt him too. He still gets me. I called him that when there's, you know, before Christmas. I called him, was talking to him, and he said, "Papa, I wish you didn't have to go."
And if you're alive 20 years,
You know?
20 years from now, knock on wood, that you see him in his, seeing him getting into them teenage years and getting into a young man, and then you're gonna be going, fucking kid's disappointing me.
No,
I mean,
hope
just
not.
think about
I really
that.
hope not.
The first time he gets
You know,
into that
he's-
first
he's-
accident, or
He's
something.
a smart little fart.
Yeah, but you
He's
know,
already a problem solver. He
But-
fucking thinks things through
but-
whenever he's
life
trying to get
always
it done.
happens.
Yeah, I know. Life always happens. Okay, Jeff Goldblum.
Well, it's not that.
I know. I understand that. Okay.
Just think about. All right, you plan a trip, and you're gonna go camping. You plan a trip, and so on and so forth. And you're going down the road, and all of a sudden, boom, you got a flat tire. You're gonna tell me you planned on that?
Yeah.
You planned on having a flat fucking tire?
No,
Right
of
then and
course
there?
not. Fate has a way of stepping in and handing you shit
Alright.
like that. So
Now, it's all on how well you prepared your grandson to handle that shit when shit happens.
Yep.
Okay.
well, like I said before, though, my daughter, she wasn't a bully in school. Not to the regular
No,
kids.
she was the one that was picked.
She was the bully of the bullies. She would make friends with the regular kids, the ones that always got picked on, and then bully the bullies for bullying them.
That's the fun part.
She was kind of like me.
That's the fun thing. to do,
She
though.
kind of got the reputation of being the protector of the bullies, or from the bullies.
I
you know,
just got a bad.
I beat the living
reputation.
crap out of a fucking bully in school. There were 2 bullies in my school. When I beat the living crap out of one of them, the other one left me the hell alone. And anytime that,
Well,
that
that's
they were
because-
bullying other kids and those kids would come to me,
See, and that's getting worse nowadays.
that was
though.
it, man.
See,
They'd leave them alone.
Bullying back then was like, fucker, get out
No,
of my
it was-
hallway,
it was worse than- it was
shit
worse
like
than
that,
that.
and calling your names and stuff. Now it's getting to the point where it's getting out of control. These young kids are on Facebook, and then all of a sudden, some bully
That's
from their
peer
school.
pressure bullying is what it is now.
Well, some kids from their fucking school that can't stand this one because they don't fit in or whatever, they start bullying them on their Facebook page where this person may have interlying issues of depression or bipolar or some shit like that.
Yep.
And these are legit fucking, medical issues.
Yes, they are.
I don't care if somebody says, oh, mental problems, just snap out of it and get over it. It don't work that way. Sorry, you just don't snap out of that shit.
No.
All right.
No.
But it can be made a lot worse. Okay? And that's this day and age of the fucking bullying
I hope that thing has been recording us
is
properly.
probably still doing
because
it. Just shit.
I had it set
Let me
to
finish
where
my
it's getting
thought.
This and us.
Those bullies, the bullies nowadays, because of computers, and I don't mean to take things away from computers. Computers has opened up a whole new world for a lot of people if used properly and used the right way. But these fuckers go on these social media sites like Facebook or something like this.
Yeah.
They pick out their victim, like, whoever they're picking on in school. They harass them to the point where you see later now, this kid's committed suicide because of all that peer pressure from these fucking bullies. It's a whole brand. I mean, I was a
Because
bit of
this
a bully.
is-
I was a little bit of a bully when I was
the
in my
internet has
senior
opened
year.
it up a
Right,
little.
but I was a little bit
It
of a
has
bully
made
my senior
changes
year.
in the way bullying is.
Because I beat up the bully in the school, and then I became the top dog for a while, and so on and so forth. But I wasn't that bad. You
Yeah.
don't go out there and, I was trying to help people in a way, like, the one gal, she stunk all the high heavens, so I went out and bought her shampoo and stuff like this and told her to learn to use
but
it.
that was kind of.
All right.
That was
Thinking
kinda
back, but it
wrong.
was kind of wrong. But the thing is, it did open her eyes later, because by the time we graduated, you wouldn't have recognized that person.
She started taking a little more interest in herself.
Exactly.
Well, that's fine. That's good.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But these people take
so
it
that
to.
time it didn't backfire.
Well, I only did it once. I didn't keep it up.
Understandable, but I'm saying
These
but
people
that particular time
take it to
didn't
extreme.
backfire.
These people take it to the extreme, and they don't stop.
You know?
They don't stop.
See, that's
they
the
don't
thing.
Stop.
That's the thing
And
with
now you're
social
getting these
media.
kids charged with this shit because they get charged with it because it gets caught. Because I watch the news, it gets traced
Well,
back
good.
because there's
I'm
always
glad they
fingerprints.
are.
Right. Well, there's always fingerprints on the
And
internet.
they
We know
should
this.
be.
Well,
But it shouldn't just be the kids getting charged. It should be the parents getting charged, because the parents should have something
Can
to
I
do with
finish
the
my
fucking
thought?
kids the way the kids are reacting.
Can I finish my thought?
Go ahead.
So these kids get charged now. So now the kid that killed themselves or committed suicide, now you've lost a life there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now these kids get charged. They get put in jail or some kind of institution depending on how old they are. There's another life lost there because it's going to fuck up that kid. Instead of trying to put them into some kind of counseling, they put them in like a mental institution or a halfway house or a correctional thing where they're just going to learn that, you know, they're going to have a bad attitude and it's going to get a lot worse instead of trying to correct the attitude and correct the problems.
Right, but the underlying problem of that is
You lose all
the
these
parents.
lives that get charged. Well, yeah, they don't give a shit because they're too stuck up with their white collar jobs. They're making $100,000 a year.
Or they're too busy with their jobs and they don't make the time for their kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They get these fucking lawyers, and you know, if you look at some of these kids that do this shit, their parents are never around because they're working all the fucking time.
I know.
They got these high uppity up type jobs where their jobs are way more important than their kids and what their kids are doing, and they don't have a fucking clue.
Because they finally made it. They finally got what they wanted.
You know, when I had things when I had my kids, you know what I did? You know what I did? My kids weren't allowed on the computer for more than an hour or two a day. And there was a net nanny type thing put on my computers that they were using. So they had to put passwords in there. I could find out where they were going, what sites they were visiting, and I could ban sites that they were going to. That stuff still exists, and now it's even more user-friendly to use. You know?
Yeah.
Another problem is some of these kids shouldn't be posting all this personal crap on these fucking social media
shouldn't.
sites.
No,
you know?
they shouldn't.
People don't understand. You know, you go get a job nowadays, you don't think that employer's going to look you up on Facebook and see what kind of shit you post?
Well, yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah, exactly. And then they wonder why they don't get some of these jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know.
Stop posting some of this shit.
Well, see, that's the main thing. You know, Facebook. It's supposed to have been designed as a social media avenue for people to actually communicate
But
with
people
family
abuse it.
and friends.
But like everything else, it's going to get abused.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it has happened.
Yeah.
It's gotten abused. It's gotten used in a way that, you know, now if you don't watch what you put on Facebook, you can.
It's
actually
not like
get in
years
trouble
ago when
for
the
it.
internet first started and there was a lot of anonymity involved.
Right.
You know, you can't do that anymore.
Back when we first
You know
started
how much
messing with
easier it
computers,
is
we
to
could-
trace your IP address and track your ass down?
Oh, I know.
Anybody
I know,
can
it's
do it
real
these
easy.
days.
It's real easy.
You know? Back then it was a lot harder to do.
And the reason it's so easy is because that's the algorithms that they've placed in the programmings now.
Plus you can download those programs to trace that stuff for free.
Yep.
You know, but you and I know that there's not much you can't download for free when it comes to program.
Anymore, yeah.
You know.
Certain things out there
I
are
kind
there
of
to
miss
help, and certain things are out there to hinder, and it's
I kind of miss the internet the way it was.
yeah,
The way it used to be.
where we could do what we needed or wanted to do, and didn't have to worry about people spying on us all the fucking time. Now you got the government fucking spying on us
They've
all
been
the
spying
goddamn
on us
time.
all. You don't think them cameras aren't tapped into someplace else and just all them fucking traffic cameras that are popping all over? And they're popping up here too, because I've seen them. They're on top of the fucking stop and go
We
lights.
got traffic
You
cameras all
know,
over.
you
the
think they're
fucking place.
doing just taking pictures when you run a fucking red light?
No.
Fuck no. Big Brother's fucking watching
They're using
you.
facial
They'll tap into
recognition.
them, use facial recognition to track down wanted fugitives. Oh, they'll see if they got them fucking high def cams. They'll see if you're smoking a pot or smoking a joint in your fucking car while you're driving, or even drinking a fucking beer while you're driving.
Yep.
You know, they can use them fucking traffic cams. Oh, the local PD's gonna. Oh, let's see if we can. Oh, ATM cams. Let's see if we can get anybody on the ATM cams.
Yep.
You know, crime happened there. Believe me, you see this stuff on NCIS and stuff. Don't think it's not real. Bullshit.
Oh, it is.
That
It's
fucking
real.
shit's
It's
real,
real.
and then you know they don't show you half the shit on them crime shows that they got.
No, they don't.
When you see Abby and all them guys doing that stuff on them them fucking shows.
Well, yeah, a lot
You
of
don't
it-
see
a
half
lot
the
of it's
fucking
real.
technology
A lot
that
of
we
it's real.
really have that they can access. They don't have to hack into some of these fucking sites like Timothy McGee does, you know. They got access to that shit like
Mhm.
that,
I know.
you know.
Well, it's kind of getting late. I know Lisa's tired. I'm getting tired. We're gonna call it quits on
Yeah,
this
you look
episode.
like hammered shit.
Yeah. You look like I feel.
Oh, we're gonna use Jim Brewer's bit, huh? When he met Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look about as bad as I feel, kid.
Yeah. But anyway,
Alright.
but yeah, look,
Till
we're
next
gonna call it
time.
Quits. This is the Mark and Joe show.
Till next
This was
time.
kind of a out there talk whatever we wanted to talk kind of episode. So we just figured, why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? That's a good title. Why
Besides,
the fuck not?
He couldn't come up with anything.
You
and I
couldn't
was,
come
I
up
was,
with
I was
anything.
kind of struggling, so it's like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh, I'm researching.
We'll
That's what he
just-
said last.
We'll
Oh wait,
just
I'm
talk about
researching.
what we were going to talk about. But
Next time we might have
Hopefully-
some new
hopefully we'll
toys too.
hopefully we'll have something good next time. We'll figure something out.
I got a few ideas.
Yeah, now he does.
Yeah, but the ideas I had today, we would have had to done a lot of extensive research before that.
Well, that's why you got to come up with the ideas at the beginning of the week and not at the end of the week.
We're gonna do. I think we should do like pick a place, take a field trip. But before we take the field trip, we do a history show on that field trip spot.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
So it'd be like a two-parter event.
But you
know?
want to do you want to do
No,
a,
we
a
can't do
wheel.
that. We can't do the
No, you want to do a topic wheel.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that too. But like I
And
said,
you know, if people do wind up, becoming subscribers to us and everything, please leave information. Give
Messages.
us leave
Comments.
comments.
suggestions.
Comment on stuff that you want us to talk about. Give us suggestions on things that we can do. I have an extensive knowledge of all kinds of weird, crazy crap because I know,
Because he is
I know
weird and
UFOs,
crazy.
I know.
We've always got
mythical
an
shit,
ambulance in a straitjacket waiting in the driveway for him.
I know ghosts. I know a lot of stuff. Okay, because I'm a Wiccan.
Hey, you want to
I follow
write him?
that kind of crap.
You want to write him? It's Mark at Mendota Mental Hospital in Madison.
Whatever. Yeah, they let me out every weekend so I can
On
do
a day
this show
pass.
for him.
Yeah, he's only got an hour to get back there before he turns into a fucking pumpkin.
But anyway, no, we'll try to do it a little sooner and stuff. So anyway, this has been one of our, I guess, more interesting shows.
Fucked up shows.
All kinds of fucking topics we followed.
Maybe we should just keep continuing down this path.
I don't know. It depends on whether the people like it or not.
Yeah, but that wheel might come in handy too, especially when we draw blanks. All
Oh,
right,
if we
cut
do
it.
stuff
Cut it
like
now
this,
for
no,
now.
if we do stuff like this, a wheel like that would come in handy because when we're trying to figure it out, we just.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
we're
guess-
going to this topic now.
Topic change.
Oh, look, she's pointing at the dog.
All right, enough.
There's your
Turn it
Siberian
off or
flat
unplug the
tire.
mic. Siberian flat tire.
Yep, there's the Siberian flat tire.
She's all worn out. That puppy was at full steam. She got some caffeine this morning. I think it gave her
I heard
one hell
about
of,
that.
I think it gave her one
I
hell of
heard
a
about
puppy
that.
rush, and now that puppy rush is over, she's
Anyway,
like recharging those batteries for tomorrow.